I mean, to some point, I think in everywhere in the world, because this dialectic philosophy is not only being taught in America, this is also being taught in Turkey, and very surprisingly in Saudi Arabia, in Malaysia, in Indonesia, everywhere in the world. So it's everywhere. But I think this is not only the government who should take a stand here, but also private sector and civil organizations like we have here. Because if you educate a generation believing there is dialectics in nature, okay, they are brought up that way, they will essentially come to believe that inevitably, because there is dialectics also in history. And this is what Marx says. And they will become Marxist without knowing it. And they will become materialists. And when a society is materialist, we cannot expect something other than this from them. Because they will not simply care. This is what materialism brings to them. And they will not care about their families, their friends, or their belief systems, or other people's lives, or other people living on the planet, because they will think they are subconsciously, not knowingly, sometimes subconsciously, they will think they are just a lower species. That's it. And I think also civil societies they have to take a stand here, and they have to start educating people.
Actually, there is dialectics in nature and in the world. There is always good and bad. There is always the reconciliation between them. And but the problem is the dialectic materialism here. Dialectic materialism serves people the idea that you need to kill the other to improve. You need to kill other to get advanced. This is the danger in the world, and this is the danger in the Middle East also. This is the danger of the Marxist countries right now. That's why we are always focusing on the great education towards those people in the Middle East on our programs. This is essential, this is important according to us.
Because there have been many uprisings in the Middle East. This is called Arab Awakening. They thought that it is going to be a solution, but it is not a solution, because they are just toppling down the dictators and changing the regimes, but it is not a real solution. What we are offering here through our Building Bridges programs is to make a union among people, among nations, not only Islamic countries. We call it Turkish Islamic Union, but it is not going to be only the Islamic countries. It's going to be consisting of Israel, Russia, also the United States. This is not going to be an arbitrary union or a military union, or that will intervene in other countries' affairs, foreign or internal affairs. Every country will be the same. They will have their own internal affairs, external affairs, but it is just going to be a union of love, union of unity, union of brotherhood, because we also believe that we are a Harun Yahya organization in Istanbul, Turkey, as well as A9 TV. And we are having great dialogues with people from other faiths. We are Muslims, and we also love people of the book, because people of the book are Christians and Jews. They are mentioned in the Quran. And we have so many good relations. We have so many guests from Israel, the rabbis, the politicians from several political groups. We also have many Christian leaders. We have press conferences with them. We have conferences with them. We go all around the world and give lectures about unity and union of faiths is very essential. And also what Ceylan and Aylin told about the essence of materialism and what danger and what kind of threat it is to our world.
Scotty, we would like to host you here at our studios if you will come to Istanbul someday.
Thank you. I didn't quite, was I being asked a question? Because I wasn't quite sure.
No, I was just giving information about our Building Bridges program. And okay. we believe that if you learn more about what we are doing, what we are working on, so that we can cooperate in United States with you.
Terrific. Yeah, and thank you for having me, on here. I wanted to also just say about the whole dialectic thing. There's kind of an interesting twist on that, which is the government here often applies dialectics of a sort. They do politically, because what they do is they create a crisis.
Yes.
offer a solution, and that's your synthesis to create their new program, but in turn that causes another crisis,
Yes.
they propose
Yes.
another solution, and that's how they grow
Yes.
government.
This
So
is
they're actually
correct.
applying that.
Yes,
Yes,
is very
this
true.
is correct. Synthesis always becoming a new thesis, and there's always
Creates a new
crisis.
problem.
Yes.
Yes, that's very true. So this is what happens when you educate a whole generation like this, because some of them become politicians, some of them become diplomats, and of course what they will choose to do is to apply dialectics in their way of living. And I mean, the kind of dialectics that is in materialism and which is very dangerous to all societies in the world, not only America, not only Turkey, not only Middle East or North America. This is something we should fight together, because we have to only topple these ideologies by showing each other sincere love and affection. This is the only thing we can do. Because this is what makes us humans. I mean, this is what makes us show we have a soul. We're not just species of animals. So we don't need new crises for the societies to develop and enhance. We don't need that. We need to respect each other and love each other. That is what we need.
We have a great power called love. We have this power, and the Marxist generations, Marxist societies do not have this power right now. So we can beat them with education, we can teach them to love, and we can teach them that they are not creatures who are created accidentally. They are created for a reason. If they do not, they know that they can give importance, give value to the other humans, so killing people will not be so easy.
Yeah, I think
Go ahead, Scotty.
I think the core of that often is in recognizing whenever you're interacting with other human beings that they are human beings, and just as one has one's own experience, that other people are having experiences too, and what you're doing is affecting their experience. And if one can see that reciprocity, see that other people are have an experience as humans that we're having, that then it's harder to hate a person or do wrong to them. I think what happens is a lot of times people end up objectifying to the point of not recognizing that the individuals they're interacting with are people at all. It's almost like there's kind of like the way people would interact with video game characters.
Yes.
Or some kind of artificial, symbol of a person. But I think the more detached people are, the easier it is to do harm. And I think I've heard stories about, like in wars, where people have been pilots and they're flying over a city and they're dropping bombs, and it's all very mechanical and so forth. But if they actually end up on the ground at some point in that same city and see the people that were there, it's like, it completely shakes them up. Even though, of course, this wasn't any new information, but they just didn't really feel it.
Yes.
Yes.
That's very
This
true,
is
yes.
true.